Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and happy new year. Let's start the year by just taking a look at some of these very important issues regarding Nigeria. That lithium is a natural resource that can be used for developing electrical or alternative to fossil fuel based engines, and Nigeria is very rich in this particular mineral, this natural resource mineral. And recently, I stumbled on a report by First Post, and they reviewed how this particular resource is still being ignored in Nigeria. I'm hoping that by reviewing this news report, the necessary steps can be taken to improve and explore this resource for the betterment of the country, rather than just abandoning it and allowing foreigners to exploit this particular resource. And one more thing, this resource is actually the key to building non-fossil fuel based energies, and of course electrical batteries. We're talking of electrical supply that is the alternative to the erratic power supplies, and so much more. So let's just take a look at it and see one or two things that we can learn for life and not for school.
Our last story today is from Nigeria, where in the quiet of the country's rural hinterland, children as young as 5 are mining the prized white gold, lithium, an element critical to clean energy solutions. Beneath the promise of income for Nigeria,
like I said, it's and of course, like what the moderator is also referring to, it's a critical mineral needed for energy. You cannot just the list of the applications of lithium can't be overemphasized. Lithium is being used to even power Tesla cars, batteries, all these cars that don't need fossil fuel. In my opinion, I feel what Nigeria needs to do is to begin to look for local industry, locally based industries that can develop these things into finished product, just like what Nigeria is currently doing in the oil sector. All right, we also need that kind of thing to be replicated into lithium. Lithium is is a gold. In fact, it's a gold material that is highly needed right now in a lot of electronic devices.
Nigeria's most vulnerable lies a darker truth, a cycle of poverty, exploitation, and danger. In this story, we reveal the human cost of the global shift to green energy, China's controversial role in Nigeria's mining sector. In the quiet bushlands of Nigeria's Pasali, the wind moves with a suffocating rhythm. The faint beating of these axes cracks open the rocks. Stuck inside these rocks is lithium, the white gold of the 21st century. Lithium is central to the production of rechargeable batteries and smartphones. Its role is most critical in the global transition to green energy. Nigeria has one of the largest lithium deposits in Africa. The coveted mineral...
Wow, Nigeria, did you guys hear that? Nigeria has one of the highest deposits of lithium, white gold. I mean, what exactly is Nigeria doing about this? Do we have people out there in the helms of affairs who are aware of this? I mean, we should have people who should come up and invest into this particular thing, and make it a locally based resource development and not foreign based. So we will not have another situation of the Niger Delta issues, and you guys know the history and all that.
Is currently mined in 4 Nigerian states. But beneath this frenzied rush to extract lithium lies a troubling reality. Most of the lithium extracted in Nigeria is the product of exploitation. The exploitation of its poorest and most vulnerable.
And that even reminds me, I'm beginning to wonder why, Nigeria's authority has not taken a bold step to begin to harness these things, in a structured way, rather than allowing this kind of process or this kind of approach to try, because if you look at Congo has also been going through this illegal mining and abuse that is going on that has kept the country in a very very impoverished state. Well, like I've always said, Nigeria is not actually an African country. Most of these African countries are not actually poor, but the only thing is that sometimes we suffer, or most times rather, the continent suffers from poor leadership and poor decision making. And if the leaders of the continent, and especially Nigeria, can harness the good aspects of leadership, the skills needed for leadership, I mean, these things should be a plus and not a minus to the economy.
Its children. Lithium mining in Nigeria's Pasali began about a decade ago, but in a few years, this sleepy rural town transformed into a hub of illegal mining. Inside these mines, the desperation to jump out of poverty meets the promise of an income. Children as young as 5 years old descend into mining shafts. Hunching over heaps of rubble, they work in teams.
Now you can see that due to poor leadership, children are being affected too, according to this report. Now, in my own personal editorial, I believe that this is very, very unacceptable. I mean, allowing children, underage children, to be involved with these kind of activities that could be harmful to their health and their well-being should be highly frowned at and discouraged. All right. So I think the government of Nigeria needs to take a very bold step to arrest this situation and ensure that these things are properly done and these children are kept away from this kind of abuse.
Crude tools in these small hands chip away the stones. In just 1 hour, they can sort up to 22 kilograms of lithium ore. They bag it all up and carry it to a warehouse. 5-year-old Zakaria Danlavi was once enrolled in a school, but poverty pulled him into the mines. For Juliet, another child worker, the story is the same. Zakaria and Juliet are armed with nothing but hands and grit. A mining tragedy could be just one loud thud away. In recent years, underground explosions and collapsing walls have claimed the lives of many. The adults in these mines know the risks, but they let the children mine out the lithium anyway.
Now, we've heard several times that Nigeria has a lot of billionaires, millionaires, people with capital. I mean, this is the time that we need Nigerians with good capital to invest into this sector and help communities like this in Nasarawa State. All right, we shouldn't just leave this kind of thing. This is a potential mineral, and if it is well developed and well structured, just like the oil sector is beginning to get structured, well structured, all right, being controlled by locals. Like I've always said in my videos, local development, local context is very important in science and technology. These are things that I believe some Nigerians can actually do. If you have 2 to 3 or 5 companies, locally based companies, who are actually responsible for these things and producing the final product, then this will also bring income into, for government use and for especially the community that hosts these minerals.
I know that the mining activities are dangerous and there are disadvantages, but every profession has its own disadvantages, including driving, and death is unpredictable. Someone might be riding on a motorcycle and a driver could knock him down and dies. For us, we know that once we enter into the mining shaft, we know there's a possibility of disaster happening.
The back-breaking mining by these children feeds an elusive supply chain. Passing through the child workers who sought this ore, lithium begins its journey to foreign markets. In Aliyu Ibrahim's warehouse, piles of lithium ore await transport. All of this white gold is destined for various parts of the world. Ibrahim admits that child labor is rife in his supply chain. But he goes on to offer a chilling defense. Child workers are either extremely poor or live alone as orphans. Mining is all they can do to survive, he says.
These children laborers go to different mining sites to work. When someone comes and sees them working, looking for what to eat, they chase them away. But because we are privileged to have mining sites, if children come to my mining site and they find lithium that they can sell and feed themselves, we will tell them to go ahead and help themselves. We cannot stop the kids from trying to make their daily wages because the majority of us are poor and we don't have anything and we have to work so that we can eat.
As children mine away their childhoods for survival, the shadowy world of illegal mining thrives. An informal network of buyers and sellers operates in and beyond Nigeria. Above all, the government oversight is minimal and exploitation is plentiful.
Now, this is a point that these reporters are mentioning, that the government oversight is minimal and exploits is plentiful. I don't know how else to emphasize this. Lithium is a critical mineral for electrical energy, and electrical energy is the future of industrialization. All right, that's the next industrial revolution. We need to take this seriously, and I'm praying and I'm hoping that you guys will share this video until it gets to those in Nigerian authorities, all right, at the helms of affairs, who will be able to, take charge of this particular situation and appropriately act. I am thinking, that perhaps it's because they don't really know the value of this lithium. Most of the focus of Nigerian, those in Nigerian authority, is just on oil. They feel that they don't know, probably they don't know the actual value of these things. These are things that are powering robotics, the mobile devices, electrical cars. I mean, the list is endless. So we need to have, locally based industries that will be built, that will, properly mine these things, take care of the community, because the community is very important. Those living there, the locals there, perhaps give them employment, probably establish a research center there that can be used to, mine these things appropriately and produce products, eventual products. All right. I'm just hoping that this happens very soon.
The roots of this exploitation lie in Nigeria's stark poverty. Over 63% or 133 million Nigerians live in multidimensional poverty. According to official data, 51% of all poor in Nigeria are children. A vast majority of them live in the country's rural areas where governance writ runs thin. China's involvement in Nigeria's mining industry casts a long shadow. In recent years, Chinese businesses have been accused of profiting from unlicensed mines that employ children. Nigerian authorities have arrested multiple Chinese nationals for their role in illegal mining operations. Much of Nigeria's lithium wealth gets siphoned off to market leaders like China. Illegal mining costs the country billions of dollars each year. Officials have pledged to crack down on illegal mining operations, but corruption and weak oversight undercut those efforts. For now, Nigeria's lithium production continues, much of it illegally. The children of Pasali remain trapped in the white gold rush, their dreams buried under the rubble they toil to extract. Until global supply chains prioritize ethics over profits, the cost of lithium will be paid through the currency of
ethics over profits. I like that statement. I mean, ethics should not be undermined. All right, profits should come beneath ethics. Work ethics is very important, irrespective of the profits. All right, it's a bad idea, very very bad idea, to have your you throw ethics under the rug or under the carpet. All right, so that is wrong. Ethics, and this is very important, and this is one of those things that we really need to work on as far as Nigeria and Africa is concerned.
broken childhoods.
So that's just about it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ensure to subscribe to this channel, share this video, like this video, so that others will discover it and this message will get to the right people in authority. Till next time, cheers and all the best.